Hey, family. This is Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation Show. This is a message that I want to send directly to Baltimore City. Brandon Scott, Mayor Brandon Scott, State's Attorney Ivan Bates, Governor Westmore. I seen a video earlier of this cop that's about 300 or 400 pounds, a white cop. And I watched him chase a black man down with his car to try to run him over. And I'm going to let y'all know right now, if I have to make phone calls to the organizations that fight for our people democracy, I will. And Doc Cheatham, I hope you see this video as well, because you're with the NAACP. And if y'all let that white man get away with what he almost did to that man today, and then he tore up a police car trying to run over a man, a black man. And I was trying my best to be cool. And I was trying my best to be calm. And the commissioner that we have in Baltimore City, if y'all do not prosecute this man, listen to what I just said. If y'all do not prosecute this man, 9 times out of 10, if he went to run him over, I can only imagine the other people in Baltimore City, he probably did that too. And y'all still have him on the force? And y'all still have this man on the force? As a human rights advocate, as a community activist, as a community organizer, with some of these organized groups that fight for the people, democracy in Baltimore City, and I'm telling you straight out, Brandon Scott, I'm pissed, nephew. I didn't like what I seen. Antonio Hayes, Senator Antonio Hayes. If that guy was in the 7th district, I don't like what I seen. A police officer, a white police, took his car and tried to run over this guy. Thank God they recorded it. The same guy that recorded it watched him chase this guy, run through traffic and all of that. If it wasn't from them recording this, and y'all know like I know, if he had ran over him and unalived him, and I gotta say that for TikTok's sake, but if he had killed that man would have justified it. The commissioner would have justified it. And Brandon Scott, you, Ivan Bates, Commissioner Worley, none of y'all can justify his damn behavior. None of y'all. And I knew once I spotted him, right, and he was almost 400 pounds, I knew he couldn't chase the guy if he wanted to. Because he's too freaking fat. So he jumped in his car and try to run the guy down with his car. And you know, Brandon, they're going to come for you. As mayor of Baltimore City, they're going to come for you, nephew, and you know it. Because they're going to try to blame you for the irresponsibility of that police. And I'm glad you sent out a statement. That y'all seen the video. I'm really disappointed. I'm disappointed in Baltimore City Police Department. I'm disappointed. Because a lot of you suckers know people like that that's on y'all team, that's in y'all precinct. And y'all know what they doing in the community. And I'm talking about the black community. Y'all know what they doing. So I don't know what district he was in. But that was a shame for that officer to act like that. The same way 2 years ago when them white officers came together and set me up with 17 charges and 2 fake police reports. And you know my goal, Brandon Scott, was to sue Baltimore City and the Eastern District Police Department. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. And I said I wasn't going to be too long because I just fixed me something to eat. I don't know what district because I didn't read into it too much to find out if he was in the 7th district or was he east or was he northwest, higher up. Well, that would be Antonio Hayes district too. But I don't know what district he was in. But I'm going to tell you, that was really embarrassing to watch the damn police try to run over a guy. And God knows y'all better be glad I can't get out the way I want. You better be glad. And Doc Cheatham, if you see this video, I know you are I know you with the NAACP, Doc Cheatham. And I'm sending this out to you. Get on their asses for this shit. Get on their asses, Doc Cheatham, for this bullshit. Because I know the NAACP ain't gonna do shit. And I'm talking about the headquarters itself. Because when it come down to black on black stuff that's going on in the city, when it's up against the police or whatever, they shut their freaking mouth. But I know, Doc Cheatham, you're not like that. I know you're not like that because we work together. I didn't like what I seen, brother. I did not like what I seen when they took out Rashid or Rashid, whatever the Muslim guy name was. I came down on Pennsylvania a couple of days after in case they was protesting. Because I missed the main protesters. I had an operation on my leg in August the 2nd, so I'm just trying to get my energy back. I'm still a little wobbly, but I'm trying to get my energy back. Once I get my energy back, I'm not playing this bullshit, y'all. I'm not playing this goddamn bullshit with our people. I'm telling y'all now. I'm telling y'all now. And Brandon Scott, you know I love you, bro. I'm talking about our mayor in Baltimore City. You know I love you, bro. You know I love you. I call you my nephew, Antonio Hayes. I call you my nephew, and I'm calling y'all out. Please don't make me keep coming on my damn live. Do not. And I'm letting you know right now, I'm on my Restream Broadcast Network live. So I'm speaking over to Twitter too. TikTok and all that. YouTube, all of that. Because I want some of you politician, fake, phony mother suckers. If you see what just happened, you better put your mouth into it. And I'm talking about our local politicians. And you know I know a lot of y'all. Y'all better come up on this shit. That white boy driving around in a police vehicle trying to run over a black man. And y'all know when it comes to the black community, Steve Copeland don't play that. Y'all know that. Get it right. And you better not try to justify, and I'm talking about the police commissioner. You better not try to justify that white boy's behavior. Because you can't. None of y'all can. Because you seen it for yourself. And you know that video, Brandon Scott, gonna go viral. You know it. And it's gonna make you look bad in Baltimore City, Brandon Scott. And it's gonna make the governor look bad in Baltimore City, Brandon Scott. Because no matter what the police department do, it falls back on you. And you know it. Get it right. We, ours, us. Baltimore Peace Movement. Hugs don't pew pew. Because I have to say pew pew for the bang bangs on TikTok. Because I'm on TikTok too. But y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all are organizations in Baltimore City to help reduce the crime rate as well. A lot of y'all. And a lot of y'all know I deal with y'all. Baltimore Peace Movement. I know y'all seen this video, Val, Erica. I know y'all seen that video. And I'm asking you, do not sit quiet on it. And Christina Flowers, you seen it too. Do not sit quiet on it. Larry Wallace, you seen it too. Do not sit quiet on it. Dr. Humphrey, you seen it too. Do not sit quiet on it. Pastor Hathaway, you seen it too. Do not, please, sit quiet on it. And all the names I mentioned are people with organizations in Baltimore City that does great work. Do not turn your backs on this. Communities United, do not turn your backs. American Civil Liberty Union, do not turn your backs. Now, I did not want to come on here because I'm sick and tired of running off at my mouth. That was sickening to me to watch a professional, a guy that's supposed to protect and serve, mainly in the inner city community, to watch him try to take this man down. Y'all know. Y'all know. And I'm talking about Baltimore City. Y'all know. I do not play. Y'all know. I said I was going to learn to shut my mouth and let other people speak out. I was going to shut my mouth because I know what happened to me 2 years ago. Thank God I have a team of people that I work with. I prayed to God and I said, this time when I start going out to do the things that we do, I have to make sure that I'm surrounded with like-minded people. Brandon Scott, you know I love you, bro. And I'm talking about our mayor in Baltimore City. You know I love you, bro. And you know this gonna fall back on you, right? And I know your heart is for Baltimore City. I already know that, nephew. I already know that. And you know it's gonna fall back on you. They're gonna blame you and they're gonna blame the governor for what this officer did. Because that's how people are. Rather than blaming the police itself. They're gonna throw it at you, Brandon Scott. And I thank God that you put out a statement that y'all seen the video, and Internal Affairs are going to investigate it. I just wanted to send something out, and I'm not going to make this long, but I wanted to send something out personally myself because I have not been able to march with people that I've been seeing lately marching because of my health. So a lot of times I have to come over to not TikTok as much, but I have to go over to my other pages to find out what's really happening locally for us. But once my strength is back up to par, and y'all know I ain't no go out there gangster fight and all that type of stuff. My mouth is my biggest weapon. Y'all know that. My mouth is my biggest weapon for the ministry. Y'all know. A lot of y'all know in Baltimore City, I do not play. A lot of y'all know what happened with the housing program as well. So I got other people now. Keep in mind, my housing program is independent living. I don't take their food stamp cards. I don't take their money card, none of that. Because the goal is teaching them from the level of where they at, teaching them how to be more responsible. So once they leave my housing program, they get into permanent housing. But y'all know I work with landlords too. I work with apartment complexes as well. I can work with private landlords, but basically I'd rather work with real estate investors because those are the ones that normally have the properties. Because the thing is, when they do a background check on a lot of people, low to moderate income people, you know some of them have criminal backgrounds. Some of them are ex-felons, stuff like that. So I don't want them to discriminate against them for them to get permanent housing. So any landlord or any a real estate investor that works with me, I share with them how my program is designed to help them to be more responsible. So once they graduate from the program, they get the key to their affordable house. That's what my temporary to permanent housing is about. So I have to deal with landlords, real estate investors, apartment managers, stuff like that for the permanent side, for the clients. I can't keep them forever. So that's what my housing program is designed around. And on top of that, I'm trying to work with people. So once we start rehabbing and revitalizing houses, the clients in the programs, in my program, will be first on the list to buy a house. But if they're not equipped at the time, you know, if they're not at that point where they can buy a house, then the houses that we would create, they're going to sell anyway. That's all I'm trying to say. They're going to sell. But my clients got the first option to buy a house. And if none of them is ready at that time, we could sell a house when the house is ready. But I'm talking about blocks, family. I'm not talking about just one house at a time. I'm talking about blocks. And I'm going to tell you this. Anybody in Baltimore City, go Google Steve. If you want to know about Steve, y'all know me. A lot of y'all know me, right? If you want to know what's going on, what's happening, or you have family that needs somewhere to go, they can still call my number. But they have to leave me a message. Now, if you message me on my main Facebook page, which is Steve Copeland Jr., I will respond to that a lot quicker too. But I've been getting so much stuff that it's overwhelming with people want housing. I got a lady named Coco that's working with me. I got a guy named Kevin Snow that works with me. But understand this. Their room's a little bit higher than mine. But that's their prices. Mine's is a little bit cheaper. But if you need somewhere to go, I'm going to guide you to them at this point. So if you need help, you can still reach out to me, right? The goal is I want my own building to buy. I want my own. And I know it's coming. I know it's coming. Because I know how God has guided me. So I want my own building to buy where I don't have to answer to nobody else. You get me? So that's where I'm at now. When I partner up with certain people that I think we coming together like this, I meet up with some unpopular people. They doing great things, but it's a lot of games that's being played. And I don't like it, because if I find out you're a snake, and let me make this clear, if you're gonna be a part of what I do or what the people that I deal with do, and I find out personally you're a snake for me, I'm not gonna deal with you no more. Because if you robbing our most vulnerable people to fatten up your pocket, which a lot of people do, and I'm not gonna say your name, miss, I'm not gonna say your name. And you know my housing program is nothing like your program. Yours is assisted living. Mine is independent. So they have to have some type of income coming in to pay for their space, to be able to get into a permanent place. I'm not babysitting nobody like with most assisted living programs do. I work with mostly younger people, women with children. And if they have like up to 5, they can come into my housing program. It doesn't matter. I had a lady that came to my housing program with 8 children. So I would have had to put her in 2 rooms or gave her one of the smallest apartments there. And let me make this clear to a lot of y'all. When I open up my mouth, do not tell me how to run Strengthen the Community. Strengthen the community. The Latanya D. Copeland House of Hope. Do not tell me how to run it. I'm in the community. So say like our young men that's in the community, that's hustling. I know what programs that to help them come up out of that game. Do you? Do you? Do you know where apprenticeship programs are at that can help them? That's why I go back into the community to talk with our young men. I came out of school in the 9th grade, Tim. But last grade, 9th grade education. I got into truck driving at 21. I retired after 35 years. I made over $100,000 a year. So you can't tell me that our young men can't be successful, educated or not. You can't tell me that. And they can start their own business. I started my LLC, Strengthen the Community. And if you don't understand what it said, listen to what it said. Strengthen the community. So I'm back in the community helping our people. I sit here and tell y'all I'm a community activist. I'm a community organizer. I'm a community outreach coordinator. I'm a homeless advocate. And I'm also a human rights advocate. We fight for their constitutional rights, their civil rights, their equal rights. And it hurts me to see how low to moderate income people suffering the way they do. Sometimes I want to be like a lot of y'all. I want to turn my goddamn back on them, but I refuse to. I'm not no punk when it come to our people. I'm not no sissy when it come to our people. I put my life on the line. I see what's happening to our people, and I'm wondering, will I still be able to get food to feed the people? And that's all y'all do. Make me sick. And then when I ask people, I be like, well, what is you doing in the inner city to help turn things around? Oh, why are you asking people that? Because you're running off at your damn mouth. I don't want to hear that bullshit. I don't want to hear it. We already know what Trump is doing. We already know what, matter of fact, it ain't Trump. We already know what Congress is doing to our people. Trump just signing it. And what pissed me off, y'all know it if you into politics. You know it. I don't have a degree in political science, but I know more than a lot of you mother suckers. This man is running America into a hole, into the ground. He taking y'all tax dollars and sending it to other countries. He's supposed to take that money and put it back into the United States. Oh, he doing such a great job. He doing such a great job. And this is how I feel with y'all, because he's not. And I can't see, y'all are so freaking blind, I can't even see it. I mean, I don't see how y'all don't see this. And if they do cut the food stamps out next month, what is the people going to eat? Oh, well, they need to get a job. Well, 9 times out of 10, if he cut the food stamps out, a lot of warehouses ain't going to be able to hire nobody to send out food to buy. Do y'all think about that? No. Well, they need to get a job. That's the whole goal with the housing program, is to help mainly our women, because it's not as hard for the men, right? It's not as hard for the husband and the wife. But when it comes to the single mother with children, it's more harder for them. It was suggested to me, when it comes to the women and children, I always tell people, give me 3 to 6 months, right? But it was suggested to me by common sense that work with you know, family and stuff like that. She said, Steve, give them to 18 to 24 months. Now, there are programs out there. That's why I'm hooking up with Guru, right? There are programs, government programs. There are programs out there like United Way, like United. We got United Way, Catholic Charities. We got Salvation Army. It's a couple of more, but they have grants to help them pay for their housing. But it's Section 8 that will cover the rest. Then HUD housing, right? They have programs more than Section 8 and low income. That's why I told Guru I needed to get, hook up with her, because she know where she know where the money is at. My housing program is fine itself, but it's just that it's the other people, the low to moderate income people, don't get it wrong, because those are the ones that need the government help the most. If you middle class, you making 60, 70, 80, I'm going to say 50, 60, 70, 80,000 a year, even more. And if you rely on SNAP, you living above your means. No freaking way in the world. If you making 50, 60,000, I ain't even gonna put 80 in there yet. Because my job, when I was doing trucking, took care of everything for me with my family. We didn't have to because my wife worked too, my ex, right? So we didn't have to rely on food stamps. We did not have to rely on Medicaid. Because all of that came through my career-minded job or my profession. That's the difference between having a McDonald's, Burger King, or Wendy's when you with a company that will help you with your 401, blah, 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 I'm sorry. Well, 401k, your retirement plan. If you off, they pay for your time off. Is McDonald's and Wendy's and Burger King gonna do that? No. So if you got a mother with 5 kids, right? In my housing program, I have 3 of them. I had to send them somewhere else. Because what my program might not provide, somebody else's program probably have it all prepared. You know what I mean? So that's how we work together with each other. If we work not just with A-turns, not just with one of my partners, right? He has the FACE program. So he worked with ex-offenders. I will house ex-offenders as well. If they come, well, he housed ex-offenders too, I'm sorry. But I will house them as well. The only people we don't house, if you got the males, grape on your stuff, right? I won't bring you in, and he won't bring you in either. But it is other programs that deal with people with, child records. So I have to be careful because, like I said, TikTok, I'm on TikTok as well, family. But I wanted to come on, Terrence, and I know you just passed through Plus Jones. I'm really disappointed in what I seen that police officer trying to do earlier. I'm really disappointed. That was real sickening, y'all, to see. And look, he tried to run him down, went down the alleyway, and crashed his police vehicle into somebody's yard. It was really, really embarrassing. And be honest with you, I try to watch it, Mr. T. I deal with people with mental issues, right? And I started diagnosing them real quick. And it's not just that one guy that he was trying to run over. My thing is, how many other people did he try to do that or done that to in Baltimore City? Because he was spiraling right out of control. And I'm going to tell a lot of y'all organizations in Baltimore City that fight for people democracy, that fight for people's civil rights, equal rights, and constitutional rights, y'all bet not let that motherfucker get away with that. And I'm telling you now, and I'm getting ready to get off, because the Negro get ready to pop up. I'm telling you now. And I don't care, my church members, I don't care. If y'all don't get out there and help with this thing right here, I'm going to be pissed with y'all. And some of y'all know I know who you are. If y'all allow this and don't come out and do something about it, I will come on my live and blast every last one of y'all. And I'm talking about our church folks as well. I'm really pissed. And y'all know it. Y'all know how I get in Baltimore City with certain things happen I don't like. And I'm not by myself, family. It's other people, groups in Baltimore City that I stand with. Do not. And I know 9 times out of 10, if they fired him, because look what he did or tried to do. I watched the whole freaking video of this white boy trying to run a black guy down with his freaking police car in traffic, and even went through the alleyway and ran the freaking car into somebody's backyard. And I did send a message to Brandon Scott. Get on it. Because you know, Brandon Scott, you know how people in Baltimore City is. They're going to try to blame you for that officer's behavior, which you ain't had nothing to do with nothing. Then they're going to try to blame Governor Westmore. I already know, because that's how people is. Well, they're allowed to have you a damn lie. It was the police officer. And I was trying to look at his tag. I was trying to look at the goddamn car number. And I'm going to tell y'all, too, that don't know me, you can call me any freaking thing you want. Okay? Because I'm a community activist. I do not play. I'm a community organizer. I do not play. When it comes to our black people, you might be a sucker for this. I'm not. Brandon Scott and them know me very well. Ivan Bates know me, and that's our state's attorney very well. A lot of the daggone council members know me very well. But y'all will sit back, oh, his ego, oh, his pride, oh, he crazy. Oh, no, he not. I just don't play when it comes to us. Just because you're afraid to step up to the plate, don't throw me there. And I prayed before I came on here because I know me. And I asked God to decrease me and increase him. And guess what? I don't do this. Hallelujah. And the Lord said, huh, you keep falling for that bull crap. I'm about my Father's business. And a lot of y'all gets me with this one. You know, when Christ came to this earth, he went to the less fortunate people. He went to the homeless people. He went to the struggling people. He embraced them. He empowered them. So a lot of y'all read scripture, but you don't even know what he did. That's the thing that trips me out with y'all. Then he called the disciples, well, the fishermen. He said, come, follow me. I'm going to make you fishers of men. I don't hear none of y'all talking like that. So what he did, they followed him back into the community. They didn't know Christ, but it was something special about Christ that made them follow him. They left their families behind and went with Christ to minister to the community. So that's why I try to listen for a lot of y'all to at least talk about that. But you're so busy talking about Isaiah's story. Mark, Luke, John, all of them, they was disciples, apostles. They was on a mission. They was fishers. They was good at fishing. So Jesus Christ said, come follow me. I'm going to make you fishers of men. That's when you go back into the community to help the people that really need your help the most. And if you read Bible and you study Bible, and if you call yourself following Yahweh, Allah, Hebrew, whoever, it's a purpose. I get sick and tired of y'all with this bull jump. You walk in your ministry, right? Whether you a Muslim, whether you an Israelite, you know, the other religions out there or whatever. You're walking in it. And I understand that. You're real knowledgeable. You have a great knowledge of whatever you're studying and reading. But then I will ask you, what are you actually doing with that? Are you back in the community, helping the community turn their lives around? Well, you ain't, well, y'all will go everywhere else. Every time I ask you, and that goes to show me you ain't doing damn shit. What's up, Sam? You ain't doing shit but this. That's all y'all doing. Running off at your mouth. A lot of y'all. That's what our politician does. Rather they're Democrats or rather they're Republicans. Not all of them now, don't get it wrong. You do have some that come in the community to support the organizations that's in the communities. And it make it look like they are very much as far as participating or part of that. No, they're just showing up. And y'all fall for the hype. I know so many people doing great work in Baltimore City and do not get government funding. It's outside resources and businesses that supporting their programs. And I'm gonna say this. All right, this is almost 45 minutes, and I'm gonna get ready to end this. And I just want to say this, Baltimore City. I love y'all, and I'm very disappointed in what I seen earlier. And I just wanted to come on and talk about that. And my goal was just to spend about 5 minutes. But y'all know once I come on, I can't shut my mouth. I just want to say this to our politicians, right? Y'all know who I am. Y'all know where my heart is at when it comes to Baltimore City. Mayor Brandon Scott, and you know me, bro, and I call you nephew. Ivan Bates, State's Attorney Ivan Bates, address this issue, bro. Address this issue. Because I don't want Baltimore City Police Department to continue thinking they can get away with just any and everything. When they locked me up 2 years ago, y'all, I reached out to the Innocent Project as well. And I asked my director of Communities United, I said, the next time we speak on reducing the police department budget, right? I said, I want to be the top speaker to talk about what these officers did to me. Not all of them, but we got some crut ball suckers. Yes, I said it. In the police department, not just Baltimore City. And what they do, they take their aggression out on mainly our low to moderate income people. And thank God this was recorded. And it hurted me to my heart to watch this police officer doing what he did. He spiraled out of control. Eventually, he tore up a brand new police car. So, Commissioner Worley, I would love to hear you try to justify that, bro. I would love it. Because it's shown, everything's shown. You can't even play with it. But that officer, and I'm going to tell you, for somebody that deals with people with mental issues and stuff like that, he needs some serious help. And you need to check the rest of your crew out too, because it's a lot of them out there and you know it. And I almost just said the two names of the officer that did what they did to me. One was a detective and one was a street police that I talked to. Me and him was talking. I reported him twice to his supervisor. I got all that. So if I really want to sue the hell out of Baltimore City and the Eastern District Police Department, I can do it. They not only embarrassed me, my son, my daughters, they had to watch what their father went through because of the Eastern District Police Department. My family seen that. And this officer got family and children too. And because of what he put me through, I don't want to do that to him and his family. The sorry ass piece of motherfucker. And you know, if you saying this, I'm talking to you, asshole, that did what you did. And that lying ass detective. And I'm trying my best not to call your name. And most of all, family, no matter what happened, do y'all know I had to learn to forgive these people to have peace in my life? And one thing I do know, all white polices ain't like that now. I know that because I deal with white polices, state troopers, and all of that. My son been playing soccer since he was 5. So most, not all, but some of the parents are, the fathers are polices, are detectives. But when they come, they don't come with their uniforms on. So you get to talk with the human being. And then once y'all in that uniform, y'all turn out to be one of Elon Musk robots. You switch up. But when you're not in there, it seems like they're some of the nicest people you can meet. I'm talking about dressing like us. But once they get in their uniform, they become a total different person. But I understand because your life is on the line. And don't act like ours not too. Please don't. Because we're no different than a lot of y'all. Because you are police officers, we can walk out here and something can happen to us too. I'm talking about becoming unalive. So yeah, your life is on the line because you mainly out there, protecting and supposed to be serving. Because what I seen today was nothing about protecting and serving. It was about running somebody over, taking a life. And y'all know, like I know in Baltimore City, and I know y'all seen the video. If it wasn't from that young man recording that video, he might have took him down and then would have lied about it. The boy was walking. He was walking down the alley to get out the man's way. He jumped right in his car, came down the alley to run the boy down, went on the grass to run the boy down. Why? Why? It's not like he was running from him. He was walking. Let me go eat because my food might have got cold now. I'm sick and tired of this bull crap. I'm talking about Baltimore City. Whatever y'all do in y'all city, if you don't stand up, you don't stand up. Now, I tagged you earlier, Mayor Brandon Scott, on another platform and said, get after this because all of y'all seen what happened. But what Brandon Scott did do, he did make a comment afterwards. He put out something on he put something out. Did you want to come up, Plus? He did put out a statement about he seen what happened, Plus, and family. He did put out a statement and he did say that all right, bro, because I know you probably seen it. He did put out a statement that is going to be investigated, right? But it was just a shame to see it. That's the part that got me. It was really, really a shame because when I look at the police department, I can only stick to this right here. Their goal is to protect and serve. So when I see them doing stuff out of the norm, mm-mm. And I was not going to come on here. Plus, I was not. I was not. And once I find out what district this guy was in, and if I find out none of our politicians that's in that district, like if it's the West District, it can be the East District, whatever district. If I find out that they did not represent this black guy, I'm going to be pissed. I'm going to be pissed. Because we need to send a message out to the police department. Be honest with you, Sue, I'm hoping that they won't go. They won't go to martial laws. I'm hoping they won't go. Because y'all keep saying certain things, right? But you got to understand, our people not going to just settle for that. And that's my biggest fear. They're not. They're not. And if you're not used to dealing with the black community, they handle their own. And I just don't want to see no lives lost. Because I'm going to tell you right now, in Baltimore City, I'm going to tell you now, in Baltimore City, send the National Guards and watch what happens. I already know what our young men going to do. Send them. I come from that lifestyle. I've been out that lifestyle for 32 years. I know what our young men going to do. They're not going to just back down. I already know. That's why we don't want the National Guards over in Baltimore City. That's why Chicago do not want the National Guards in their city. Because you got to understand, you cannot dictate and run people's lives. And I can tell you right now, what leadership does in moderation, lead will do an exaggeration. Wait a minute. Plus, if I'm getting what you're saying, that's why I'm saying Brandon Scott and them step up on this stuff. Because be honest with you, that was the police. But that's going to be thrown at Brandon Scott, right? And probably Westmore. They're going to blame it on them for what the police was trying to do today. So I'm just hoping, I'm just hoping our leaders don't try to justify that bull junk. Plus, like I know, our politicians will make excuses for that behavior real quick. I'm telling y'all. And plus, Jones, what anybody from Baltimore City, because I can only speak on Baltimore City, right? That's why, be honest with y'all, that's why our politicians, it's not that they don't like me. They know that I'm real, right? And when I come with them, like Plus Jones and myself, and not just Plus Jones, there's a lot of us, we come with solutions towards whatever the crisis may be. We come with solutions. And I found out that our politicians are not about the solutions. Now, I'm going to say this, and I got to use Plus Jones as an example. He is a creator. He creates stuff. And because he creates stuff, and because of people like me who speak out like this, they will do whatever they can not to see that grow in that area. But I have to use Plus as an example, right? Because he's like on a larger scale. But they will, I'm telling you, our politicians will fight against people like us from getting the work done. But if you know certain ones, you can go to and say, hey, come here, nephew. Let me talk to you for a minute. Come here, nephew. You got to know who to go to and talk to personally. Mm-hmm. And I can't go no further than that, but you got to know. You got to really know your politicians. Rather it's your House of Delegates, rather it's your council members, your mayor, your state senator, your governor. Governor Westmore goes to and I can say this because Dante Hickman does a lot of work in the community, and I know you're familiar with Dante Hickman Plus. Dante Hickman came from under my pastor. And I remember the skinny Dante Hickman. I told Westmore, I told Governor Westmore to tell Daggett, God dang it, I'm trying to get his name out. I told Governor Westmore to tell Dante Hickman that I remember the skinny one, right? Because he come to our church and everything too, right? He came under the leadership of my pastor. In my church, I'm gonna say one of the biggest mega churches in Baltimore City as well. Like Empowerment Temple, like even with Jamal Bryant, we got Empowerment Temple. We have Bishop Showell. It's a lot of huge churches that my pastor, you know, he's 80 years old, so he fellowship with a lot of them. They like family. So like right now we get ready to put on a concert at my church. I met Fred Hammond through this process. I met Marvin Sapp. I met CeCe Winans, Vicky Winans. A lot of our, mainly when it comes to music, because we do concerts and everything too. I'm the one that the Holy Spirit said, I need you back outside. He needed me more outside than in the church. I became an usher in the church. I was a van driver in the church. I was on the theater ministry as well. Because I was trying to find out where God wanted me at in my ministry wise. So the Holy Spirit hit me and said, I need you more out there than in here. So I'm basically in the streets. That's why I fellowship with like We Ours Us. I remember when they first started. Baltimore Peace Movement, which is Erica. You know, I even met Yolanda Pulley. Because when you do what I do, and we try to tell y'all, because of what I do, I had to go into the communities to find out what organizations are in the community and what they are doing. And because of my white box truck, I would get donations. If I find out you coming out your pockets, I would get donations to try to help you not to spend so much of your own money and give it back to you. So I did that as a community organizer with Communities United. I was a board member with Communities United for 2 years. We got a $5 million contract, $5 million from the city West Plus to build back up into the West Side. The church should be engaged in solutions more. Some of them are, but it's not enough. Yeah, it's certain. A plus, yeah, you got some. A plus, you got some. Right. A lot of them are not. Look, I can't down them plus, but look, a lot of them aren't. And you're right. Anytime a church is in a community, please keep in mind the church doesn't belong to the pastor. It actually belongs to the community. But the pastor is telling them, plus thank you. Plus thank you. Because it is. It's a lot. It's a lot of them that's profiting off the people. And he right. He right. But now, like what Plus is saying, one thing I could say about my pastor, and I got on some of my church members, plus Jones. I'm talking about the men. I got on their tails because they wasn't in the street. They're in the streets now with We Ours Us. Rodell Hall is part of We Ours Us. And and Plus Jones, I'm sorry. I grew up with Andre Buntley, around White Lock. So when you from Baltimore, you begin to a lot of people. But I grew up with Andre Bundy, right? And I came out to see, did they have programs or was they just doing this, right? So I came out to find out that they had programs to actually help the people. Hey, Darlene, and they had the program, so I backed up, right? And I'm gonna say this, plus a lot of organizations I know outright get funding. I know certain people got their hands in that completely. Plus Jones. I just have to watch what I say for not just on TikTok, but for my. I know you know. I know you know. Now I can say this, plus, because it was sent to me. My friend that has the FACE program, oh my God, he does an excellent job, right? But he don't get government funding. And he made a live the other day on Plus Jones about 82 nonprofit organizations that get funding haven't been doing their taxes. And the reason why he made that statement, because he been trying to get government funding for his housing program, for the FACE program for years. And they haven't gave him money, right? That's why he made the statement. He said, I've been doing this for over 20-something years, but y'all won't give me the money, but y'all will give it to the people that's cheating on their stuff. He put that out and sent it to me. He's a real humble man. He he go to other cities, him and Archie Lee, and they normally when they do, they dealing with other like outreach programs, like the Innocent Project, stuff like that. And plus, to be honest with you, that's why I did the LLC. Because the goal was to go with the 501c3, but I didn't want them in my business. Real simple. I didn't want them in my business. But now, because of where I want to go with the multi-purpose center, and part of, well, the rehab in the houses, I'm looking for investors and all that like you, because I already know what you're doing. But when it comes to the multi-purpose center, now this where I'm going to have to go for the government funding. But not only that, I still want investors to invest in that, because I actually want a school to do the Stephen Copeland Jr. Multi-Purpose Center out of it for inner city youth. So I do want a school. That's why I started the Teen Talk Show Plus. But it's just pulling people together, man, with the finances. Because it's all going to take finances to do what we need done. So either way, however y'all like it, I need some people with some money, like philanthropists, really. Or I need somebody that knows where that government funding or that money is at, that we won't have to pay back. And I met somebody, plus I'm going to introduce you to sooner or later, but I just don't want everybody here. You get me? I don't want everybody here unless I feel like they serious about what they saying. I mean, not what they saying, what they doing. So this person, right, plus I told her I need her mainly for my housing program, because she does a lot. She understands where a lot of that money at with HUD housing. I said, I need you. I need you. Mainly on the financial side for the people. It's not for me, it's for the people. That's what she was talking about, Plus. That's what she talked about. She was talking about too, Plus, that most of the funding come from philanthropists. And that's what I had to ask her that. Because number one, when you like say a multimillionaire, I'm talking about millions and millions, right? Most of them will invest that money back into the community and they get their tax write-off. That's how they write off their taxes. People like Elon Musk, Donald Trump, all of them. And I'm gonna tell you another person, Plus, the Arnolds, John and Laura Arnolds. Those was the one that gave that $1 million. What's up? What's up? What's up, Steve? Those was the one that gave that $1 million towards that plane that we was bringing in Baltimore City. They paid for that. It wasn't the city. The city was the one that let it go. The Arnolds was the one that put that $1 million in. And when we went to court, Plus, not just for that year, the Arnolds extended for 3 years to have that plane up over Baltimore City. And you know Commissioner Harris was trying to promote that program like that was something they came up with. Y'all didn't know that, did you? Steve, did you know that? Commissioner Harris was the one, he started, remember it was called the Eye in the Sky, right? The eye in the spy plane, the eye in the sky. When it came to, when they did accept it to Baltimore City, right? Let me try to think what he changed that name over to you. He changed it over to something else, but he started talking on it. Like that was something that they came up with. 6 months into that plane being here, family, y'all might not know. It was the city that stopped that program and sent him away and did him like this. He couldn't talk about it, but I can, because I'm not hellbound by their stuff. But when I found out he left Baltimore City with about 70 unalives that he could have gave to the detectives to resolve those issues, I was mad. I was mad. And I'm trying to find a way to get him back. Now, I'm going to tell y'all this, and y'all might not know, but I can say this. When Ivan Bates started running for state's attorney, Ivan Bates was promoting that plane to come back. Ivan Bates sent, and it's recorded, Ivan Bates sent for some information, family, that happened to a guy in 2016 by the police department. Got that information from Ross and got that guy exonerated. So Ivan Bates right now, and I'm telling y'all now, he know that plane worked. He know it worked. Because he went and got the evidence to get this guy. And if I'm pronouncing the name wrong, please forgive me. But he was dishonorated, or you know, and then Ivan Bates sued the city for this guy. Look it up. You can look it up. So I'm telling y'all now, Ivan Bates know the plane worked. When you see Steve, you know, me and Archie was doing the talk show on WOLB. We was promoting the plane. And I know you remember that. Plus Jones probably remember it too. But I know you remember that. Yeah, exonerated. You know I mess up a word, Phyllis. This is one of my board of directors. But he got him exonerated, and we talked, right? Me and Ivan Bates had talked about it. So I ain't sharing nothing that it's, you can look it up, right? Because somebody else told me that they read about it too. So you can look it up. And then Ivan Bates, Archie Williams, and some state trooper guys was talking about it. And I don't know where they came from, because that plane was mainly geared towards Baltimore City. So when I seen them like county cops or sheriffs right there, I'm like, what the hell they doing there? Because it covers like a 32-mile range. So, and then just before he left, just to think about the family, he had one plane up, he put up 2 planes, and he was getting ready to put up a 3rd plane. And they cut the program. He's supposed to have been here for a year. And a lot of y'all don't know. Governor Hogan said that if they accepted their plane back, he would put $20 million towards the program. Now that was for Baltimore City to fight against to lower the unalive rate here. So he said once that plane, he put it out there. See, a lot of y'all don't pay attention. But when I'm with politicians and people like that, they know what I'm talking about. Governor Hogan during that time. Right. Steve, I mean, right. You know what? Look, Phyllis, Plus just put right here, crime pays. They could not have such a cheap solution. Hey, Trump, hey, Plus, you ain't lying. That's why they don't like us. Phyllis, you know that's why they don't like us. That's why they don't like us. Because we come with the solution. Hey, Plus. You remember when I first met you? You might not remember, though, but remember when I first met you? Did you see me walking there with a blue folder? Plus, don't make me show you the picture. Oh, my God. Ah! Hey, Plus, when we was on that news together, Fox 45 News, yeah. Did you see me walking there? Wait a minute, Plus. Did you see me walking there with my blue folder? They don't like, yeah. I came in with the blue folder. They don't like, if I'm at the town hall meeting, Annapolis and stuff like that, right? Any kind of meeting we have towards crime and all that, I come with the blue folder, right? And I tell them, oh, we can do this, we can do that. They be like, get him the hell out of here. Woo! 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 They be like, oh shit, there goes Steve. Look, where kidney nurse at? Kidney nurse, hey, Plus, kidney nurse had me on his platform, right? He introduced me as the most controversial man in Baltimore City. I was like, and loving it. Oh my God. My stomach hurts. I come with my damn blue folder. They be like, get him out of here. And I'm going to tell y'all right now, Plus Jones and his wife, they are about solutions towards, I might say the low to moderate income people, but they use other words like, come on, Plus, help me with some of the words they use. And then I might say the less fortunate people as well, right? But Plus Jones and them use other words for it, but it means the same. Basically, the goal is to build back up in the poorest communities. And I was thinking about you the other day, Plus, when I was on this live, because they was talking about like other people coming to their cities to build up. And I thought about you because of what you shared about going to Philly and stuff like that. So I know the work he can do, but I don't trust everybody. Plus, I don't, and I learned that from you because you know Steve can talk, and I will talk a little bit too much. So I'm learning not to put everything out like that. Phyllis said the struggling people. No, I gotta read it. No, because it's we all Phyllis. We know what it is, but because of Plus and his wife, it's other words that they use for him, like disadvantaged people, stuff like that. Disadvantage. See, they'll say disadvantage, and I'll use word like low to moderate income or your poor people, stuff like that, because that's where my English vocabulary is at. But him and his wife, they use other words like disadvantage, or basically for your poor communities that actually they look over. And plus, I don't know if I told you or not, but when I was at the mayor's budget meeting, Phyllis, in 2023, but his budget meeting, that meeting was for 2024. His budget was 4.2 billion. He never once plus talked about spending that money in the inner city. I was like, you mother sucker. But see, because I know what Plus and his wife doing, they are building, right? And I told Brandon Scott, because my thing is, what y'all don't do, it's a group of us like this that's doing it. And Plus Jones and his wife is doing it, right? And it's somebody else too. It's some more people. But the thing is, Plus taught me a real good lesson. Basically, don't let your right hand know what your left hand doing. So a lot of times I have to learn to limit my conversations because everybody don't need to hear it, you know. And I try to be real careful with who I allow in that circle. And I called Plus the other night when I was on the platform. I don't share Plus with everybody. And I called Plus personally and asked him to come up on that platform. Yeah, he ain't lying. He said the government is way too powerful to fight with. And he's not lying. He's not lying. Because everything I shared with y'all about 2 years ago plus, when the officers came up against me, somebody called me before that. And they said, Steve, they shutting a lot of the protesters down, the community workers. I mean, community outreach speakers like I do. They said they shutting a lot of them down. And this was March 11th plus 2023. I said, oh, Brandon Scott ain't gonna let nothing happen to me, blah, 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 blah. But I had told Brandon Scott that same day when I went to that meeting, I said, Brandon Scott, I need to talk to you. March the 12th, I was gone. I really don't think Brandon Scott personally had nothing to do with that. I really don't. And this person that called me, that told me about what was happening, but I don't want to believe deep in my heart that he had something to do with that. Because I told him March 11th, I said, Brandon, I need to talk to you. I've been reaching out to Brandon, Commissioner Harris, Ivan Bates, about what I was going through with the Eastern District Police Department. And none of them answered. None of them answered. And I called, yeah. Even right here, plus you right. I'm surprised, to be honest with you. TikTok did not send me a restriction. I'm live streaming to Facebook too, right? And Facebook blocked me for a lot. So people like myself who speak out like this, they will they watch you. Real simple. I can't put it no other way. But they watch it. That's why I have to watch what I say. So when I go on my broadcast network, right, because I'm on there, basically I can say what I want. Because I'm like right now, I'm restreaming to seven other platforms while I'm talking to y'all. See this? I'm restreaming to 7 other platforms right here. And I wanted to go live mainly on my Facebook page because of what happened in Baltimore City today. Because I wanted to speak mainly to them. We got to stop letting them do this to us. And see, because I do this plus, and I can talk about government or whatever, they will restrict me. And they will do it on TikTok too. That's why I have to use TikTok friendly language, because they will. And even if I talk, I'm going to say as an ordained deacon, and if I talk about religion, we have to watch certain things we say, because TikTok looking right at me. I already know that. And the people on Facebook is looking right at me as well. So I know that straight out. Because there's people that reached out to me in the messenger, Phyllis, and they be like, I was trying to respond to what you were saying, but Facebook wouldn't let it go through. And I already know that. Ouch! There go my Dante! It's called Infrastructure Development Community Outreach Management. Also employs self-franchising in urban. Man, you need to talk to Plus like that. You got me confused right now. Look, this is my educator, y'all. Y'all know we gotta find another place, Plus. I gotta make sure I got space in here for him. I can't let him go. Dante! Corporate to help people acquire economic and social upward mobility, especially in historically undeveloped business zones. That's what Plus Jones is all about, Dante. That's what he do. Everything you just said, basically, this like Plus Jones language. Oh Lord. But Plus, Dante Wiley is one of the guys that I brought in the building because he's an educator. But what I love about him the most is he wanted to educate our senior citizens as well. He wanted to teach them. But he can do he can educate, right? Shucks. Get you your what? GED, high school diploma, all that, right, Dante? So I made space for him in the building, Plus, and I got a pastor too. So once I get my building, Dante, I'm looking for something that I can purchase on my own, cause y'all know what we went through down there. I ain't trying to go through that no more. And I'm trying to be nice, talking about people. I know. I'm trying. Look, Plus Jones got over here eyes. I'm trying. I know. I'm trying to be careful. But yeah, you right. You right. I had TikTok shut one of my platforms down, and I was waiting to send across skit. I mean, like make some little skits. Woo! It was nice too. It was nice. So I'm telling y'all, that's what I love about TikTok, because I'm not real good with it on my restream, how to go in and break down clips. That's why I need somebody to like do my broadcast network stuff so that they can actually break down skits when I come on like this. Because what I do, I post to myself, like even though I'm on YouTube right now, I'll make little skits and still send it over to YouTube. Because everybody's not going to watch. Like I've been on here for almost a whole hour and a half. Everybody's not going to watch the video all the way through. But what I used to tell people, like when you cleaning up your house or something like that, and you put my video on, just listen. As you cleaning up or doing what you're doing, just listen. So, and I was taught a long time ago, Plus, and Dante and family, not to focus on the viewers. Because there was a lady, she lived in Baltimore City, but she had went to Africa. And she told me that we can see you all the way over in Africa. And anytime y'all see Phyllis, mainly because you on my Facebook page, anytime you see Maxwell Harris, he's from Africa. He's from Liberia. And I told him to Thank you, Dante. Dante said, plus. Oh my God. I just thought about plus two. Dante said, yes, I can also help people get their GED, associate's degree, bachelor's degree, and career certification. And the reason why I said, oh my God, plus, because of your accredited program. That's why when you put that in there, I was like, Dante, I was like, oh my God. Because Plus Jones, similar. He has an accredited program and where he worked with people as well. But now he is part of the team. Plus, he's part of the team, and Darlene Adams she's part of the housing program as well. She deals with the women. So if I'm dealing with a woman one-on-one, Darlene normally gonna be there. Tashawn might be there. Definitely Wanda. Wanda is the one that decorates everything. Wanda is the one that go and check to make sure, and Phyllis will too, they will too. But Wanda is the one that normally go to make sure they're keeping their space clean, because they know I don't play that. And if Wanda's tell them certain things and they don't do it, and if Wanda come and tell me, and I go up there and talk to them, they're not gonna like it. But that's why Phyllis is there, Wanda is there, Tashawn is there. Then I had another girl that wanted to volunteer. But these are my 3 board members, and they're part of the program. But these are the ones that mainly work with the women. And I'm going to say children. Because by me being a man, I can't be but so close. So that's why they like in front of me when it comes to dealing with them. I had to put a team together, man. And I really, really thank God for the people that's in my life, right? And I think right now, because he already know what's coming, family. And it's much bigger and better things. And that's why he shut me down too. So I'm just waiting for the next move, Dante and Phyllis, Darlene. I'm waiting for the next move. But this time, for me, because of what happened, I got to be real, real careful for who I let in my life. It hurted me to my heart, Phyllis, that I had to let Steve go. It hurted me to my heart that I had to say bye to Harry. And these people I really, really trust, plus. And they was down there trying to undermine my business. Yeah, it's coming, Phyllis. Because he wanted me to see, I believe God wanted me to see actually what was happening. So he moved me out the way. And everything went haywire. The owner of that building said himself, when Steve was in here, it wasn't like this. That's why God moved me out the way to let me see what was happening. Now, even though I was out the way, this lady still could have collected the rent money because I was collecting it from my clients to give to her. She still could have collected the rent money. The reason why they shut that building down, because she was 2 months behind. And it was the owner that evicted her. That's why I was starting to get them out that building, Phyllis and Dante. Coco is my backup. Kevin Snow is my backup. And it's other housing programs, that's my backup. I told them I needed them out that building. Now, and I don't want to talk bad about nobody. I don't want to disgrace you. But this is what happened when you try to put your mouth in my business. You the one lost out, not me. because mine is temporary housing to permanent. I can always house people. That's not a problem. But my goal was to help her make money. And plus, you know what I was adding up, and you was like, it's not going to come out right. But anyway, I feel kind of sorry for her because, be honest with you, she screwed up her own stuff. It was not me. She screwed it up. She got 2 months behind, and the landlord took her to court. I mean, the owner took her to court. But I knew what was happening. So I want to thank Coco for housing my clients. I want to thank Kevin Snowden for housing my clients. Because I knew we had to get them out of there. And I know God got something bigger and better. I know God got something bigger, better. And I'm just waiting, Dante. I'm just waiting, Phyllis. I'm just waiting, family, because I know he got something bigger and better. No, plus October the 1st, right? They shut it down. She got behind 2 months in the money that she owed to the owner. And mind you, remember when I was telling you about the 1,600, how we was adding stuff up plus? She lied to me about that. She lied. And I told the owner, I said, how much do it cost to run this place? It was only $6,000 for the building. She made me think it was 16. And that's not including the gas and electric and the water bill. But actually everything was $12,000 a month. So I said, okay, I'm gonna get the money from them to pay you while you paying him. And that's the way it's supposed to have been going. She was paying him out of her pocket for an empty building. I told her, plus I said, let me come in with my business and I will get the money from them to pay you and your daughter back for what y'all spending. No, he shut it down. He shut it down. And you know what, plus? I ain't trying to be smart. I'm so glad. I am so glad that man shut his building down. Because they was getting really outrageous. It was her, Phyllis, and I know you know it. It was her, plus, that told me don't come back. And the police I was talking to, he already knew that was my housing program. So he was like, Mr. Copeland, would you just stay away for a while? I said, okay. That's why I didn't go back down to that building. You can't run me from my housing program. But because this woman was flip-flopping on me. And I found out, plus, from other people that told me, she's special. She's special. I started noticing it, Phyllis. It was other people that told me she was special. The same female, Phyllis, that told me that she was going to unalive me, you was there that day, right? And I called Wanda. The same female that told me she was going to unalive me, she went for her. And I said, that's what you get for messing with my clients without their medication. You remember that day, Phyllis? I think you was down there when me and what's your name got to arguing. And I told her, I said, don't you ever come for me like that again. She said, you remind me of my mother. I said, your mother? I should remind you of your father. You know what I'm talking about, Phyllis? Yeah. Phyllis, where you at? I'll get ready to say, because I know you was down there. Now, I'm going to tell y'all, when I deal with my clients, right, most of them, the average age might be like maybe 40, 30 something, right? So now, mind you, I got daughters. So I will treat them like they my daughters. That's where that thin line come in at, right? So because once they come into my housing program, you have to change your old ways of thinking. You got to change your behavior. So I know they got to break that, right? So I know it's going to take time for them to break it. But now, whenever you get out of line, I'm like, Daddy. I'm like, come here. What did I tell you? Blah, blah, blah. That's just me. So that's why I had to put like Phyllis, Wanda, and other women in front of the women, because I know me and I'm a fixer. So I'll take on that daddy mode. Like what I tell you, even though they grown, right? Woof. I said, I can't do it this time. I need women to deal with the women. And we will keep juice. We will keep chips, cookies, all of that in the office for the children. Guess who will eat it too? The damn grown-ups. But we will buy stuff for the children. And the grown-ups would eat up the stuff. We had to tell them stop. Because they had food stamps and everything, but they would come downstairs, right? And I would always we would get chips, snacks, juices, all of that for the children. We would have water in there, right? Because the children have a little playground. I've tried to fix up a playground on the side where they could play at, right? The grown-ups were coming there begging for stuff like they was children. I'm laughing because Phyllis would lean on them. Phyllis ain't play. Phyllis ain't play. They ain't play. But she say sodas, yeah. We would personally, well, I would do it, right, mainly because of the children. So, and you know, a lot of parents, like people say, they spend their stamps on other stuff, right? Sell them, stuff like that. Catch the drift. So I would make sure we had little stuff down there, even oodles and noodles, stuff like that. And then we had people delivering stuff to the building too. We had people that would bring stuff, call me and see can they drop it off, and I say sure. Phyllis said she locked the door. She ain't lying. She ain't lying. But now, one thing about it, right? My office space was like an apartment, but it was clean. It was an example of how I wanted them to keep their areas. So you came into the office, the kitchen was set up real nice, and I told them this is how I want to see the kitchens upstairs. Everything was nice and neat and clean, and that's how I had to tell them, because y'all have to realize we talking about people that just lives any kind of way. So the goal is we had to start retraining them how to be more responsible and productive, right? Most of all, they had to sign up for the mental health program. Now, that's not to say everybody dealing with psychological issues, right? But those that are dealing with psychological issues, I want them to get the proper help they need. Then there is a PRP that's signed to you. That PRP is to help you with everything basically you need. You know, so say like if somebody like Dante just put up here, if somebody wanted to be trained, no, if somebody needed help with their GED, associate's degree, bachelor's degree, or career certificate, Dante can certify you in that area. That's the reason why I brought him on board for the people in my program, because it was the program first down in that area. It was all about building up in the program first. Then little by little, we would expand to the community. So that's what everything was about until this woman started putting her mouth in my business. Then me and her started arguing. Actually, when I first got with her, I was introduced to her by somebody else that was part of the building before I came in. And I asked him, because I called him one day when we was down at Phyllis, I think that last day. And I said, did you know this woman was like this? Because if you knew this woman was like this, why would you introduce me to her? Yup. And look, like Phyllis just said, listening to the clients. She started listening to the clients, right? She started telling the clients, give me your number, give me your number. Then these are mother and children. Then later she sent out a message saying she don't want no children in the building no more. And I said, that's what y'all get. But see, everybody was pointing the fingers at me. It wasn't me. It was me fighting against her to keep things going. And another thing too, I don't, catch my words, I do not mix business and pleasure. Please catch the word. I do not. I know I'm a good looking man. I know I'm a very handsome man. I know that. Well-rounded, well-dressed. But I do not mix business and pleasure. You catch it? That's Phyllis. Look, I had Phyllis on the phone. I had called Phyllis when me and her was on the phone. 1 minute she talking good, and then she was zapped out. She was zapped out. I had to call Phyllis. Phyllis listened to her because that's this. It was like we was talking real good, and all of a sudden, boom. I'm like, what in the world? So I called Phyllis one night so Phyllis can hear how she was acting. Then I think we was in the office somewhere at Phyllis, and she called me again. 1 minute we right here, and the next minute she goes left, and I'm like, oh my God, are you? Oh my God, are you? Are you? And I had to ask her that because it would go left, and I'm like, what in the world? I think I did it 3 times, Phyllis, where it was Phyllis one night, and I'm trying to think, did I call Powell and had Powell on the phone? Phyllis said she was drunk. I was trying to watch it, but that's why I did that. Because some people, when you talk with them, they like right here. But once they get enough, and I hear where you at, because I'm telling you, I'm a recovering person. I got to watch that for TikTok. I'm a recovering person, right? So now, mind you, after a while, I'll start hearing your slurs and stuff. I'll hear all of that. So once I hear it, I know where you at. Yeah. Because I had to ask her, are you? And it's a lot of people on TikTok like that. They be told the freaky deaky up. I don't knock them. Don't get it wrong. I don't knock you. But my thing is, if you need help, get the help for it. I did. And I am going to start promoting stuff about the 12-step spiritual program. I am. Because a lot of times y'all don't understand my language. But understand this. I have more time in recovery than I do being in the church. That's where it all started from. I grew up Baptist now. But once I start going to the 12-step program, right. I told y'all, Phyllis said I let all of them hear. Yeah, because she kept coming for me. But now people don't understand, Phyllis. When I speak a certain language. And people be like, you talk too much, you this, you that. Well, I'm used to doing NA meetings. I'm used to talking with sponsees. I'm used to talking with people. Then I listen to them too. Because I have to know how to work with them. So yes, I do this. I'll be called to speak out on certain things that's going on around the city. I tell y'all all the time. I speak out. That's what I do. And yeah, I have a tendency because this is the way I was taught in NA. We repeat the same things over and over and over and over, right? Because number one, when I come, if you stuck in a certain area, I have to say it again and again for it to sink in. That's what y'all don't understand. And it's not that I'm talking to you. If you get offended, it's not for you. It could be for somebody else. So I had to purposely repeat it. Because they got to hear it over and over and over and over again to understand how important to change that mindset. That's why y'all don't get me when I talk. Well, you just said you. Look. I didn't become. I'm trying to see if I can say the word for TikTok. I didn't become addicted overnight. Okay, it's not something that happened overnight. It took years for me to become, repetitiously doing what I was doing for me to become addicted to it. So in order to break that cycle, I had to start putting in new information. That's why y'all don't get it. And be like, why you keep saying the same things over and over and over and over and over? To break that negative habit. That's why when I come on my platform, I basically can say what I want to hear. Because I don't have to hear you say, why are you saying it over and over and over? Because if you don't like me repeating stuff over and over and over, just don't come. Real simple. But I didn't help more people by the grace of God. I didn't help more people turn their lives around than less. And I'm going to tell you, if I thought that running off at my mouth wouldn't benefit anybody, I wouldn't run off at my mouth. Because I don't know who might need to hear what I'm saying out my mouth. DMX, right, was my cousin. When DMX got clean, I wished I could have met him in person, right? Now, I didn't know when I was running the streets, plus, I didn't remember DMX. But it was a friend of mine that worked with me. Said, Steve, you don't remember DMX? I was like, no. Because now, mind you, I'm not just doing what I do, but I'm doing what I do, So, in a way, I thank God that we did not clash. Because it wouldn't have turned out right. It wouldn't have turned out nice. I already know it. But he told me, he said, you don't remember DMX? I'm like, no. He said, that was the one that used to rob the people with the pit bulls. So basically, he was saying he was in our company. Now, I'm going to share this with you too, darling. I met this young lady, right? And me and the young lady became real good friends. We even been together. DMX daughter is her cousin. I did not know DMX daughter was her cousin. So when I seen DMX daughter, Darlene, my eyes went on her. You never know. No, I'm gonna say this. No, you never know how small this world is. I was trying to get with DMX daughter. I didn't even know that was his daughter. I didn't know that was his daughter until he passed away. She got about 3 kids now, right? I know she had 2. I haven't been keeping up with her like I used to, right? But I know she had 2. So I sent her pictures and the baby pictures over to DMX uncles, which one of them is Ray Copeland. The other one is Pinky, right? And Pinky was the one I seen in the hospital with DMX right there. And I said, is that DMX with you? Y'all already know me and Pinky family, right? He said, yeah, that's my nephew. I was like, God darn. So you never know. And I'm telling y'all now, this world is small. I mean, this is, you know how they say, you know, you never know who you know and really don't know. Now, what I did, I know she had 1 baby. Then she had a little girl too. So she might have another baby because this been years now. What I did, Phyllis, I sent them pictures over to the family of DMX and them to let them know. These are their great nieces and nephews. That's part of the Copeland family. And I know her mother, Phyllis, and everything. But I did not know that was DMX's daughter. And she should be in her 30s right now, in her early 30s. I did not know. And I'm going to tell y'all, we got to watch what we do. Because I watched him get clean. And I wished I could have talked to him more on a sponsor level. And I watched him slip back. And plus, I wished I could have talked with him to encourage him, to motivate him. And I was trying to reach out to him. At the time, y'all know we had COVID, right? I couldn't make it. My family and them put a bus together, right? And a lot of them went. And I wanted to go. But at that time, I think they was only letting people come who have gotten the shot. You know what I mean? I didn't have the shot. And I wasn't able to go. So I've been posting pictures, right, about my cousin. I got a cousin named CJ Copeland too, right? He was telling me about Jay-Z and all of them. He said, we know all of them, Steve. Maurice Thompson is in Yonkers, New York. I seen him on the show one day with DMX and Russell Simmons. He got about 9 programs where he worked with, I think, the children, the teenagers, right? I think from like about 19 to 24, but it's somewhere along that line. Because mine's is from 13 to 19. So he takes over from there. But he got about, I know he got 8 programs up in New York, but he got 1 overseas, right? And I asked them, Phyllis, I said, can you come to Baltimore City and help me put a program together like yours? That's the Teen Talk Show, y'all. Baltimore's real teen talk show. I said, can you come and help me? The first time he told me he don't travel, but I called him again plus. I said, can you come to Baltimore City and help me put together a youth program like what you had? He told me yes. And I found out, right, his name is Maurice Thompson. He's up in New York. But I found out later that he's Wendy Williams' cousin. So I called him personally, family, to ask him how was Wendy doing. Because, you know, news put out a lot of crazy shit, right? I called him personally to ask him about Wendy, her son, and her ex. This is the type of stuff, family, that when you get connected with people, this is what we do. And I tell y'all over and over and over, when it comes to Baltimore City, I don't fucking play. I don't play. And forgive my language, plus, y'all know I'm serious. I don't play. I want better for Baltimore City. I'm 63 years old now, right? And I want to see a major change in Baltimore City before God called me home. And I'm going to tell y'all, I can say this straight out, right? We are doing a lot better because there's a lot of amazing programs and all this type of stuff in Baltimore City. But y'all never hear about these programs. So I'm the one that comes on here and I will tell y'all about the amazing programs in Baltimore City that's doing the work. So when Donald Trump talked about sending the National Guards over here, it was like, no. Yeah, we got some major work to do still. But they never talk about people like Plus Jones and what they doing to rebuild back up in Baltimore City. They don't talk about Edward Goodwin. That's in Baltimore City doing some great work. Doing buildings. When I talked with one of the brothers that's with Gladstone, he told me they just finished building 20 houses over in another area plus. He also told me how the government was cutting out some of the programs for the funding, for the people to get in the houses. And when I had that business meeting that day on Plus Jones, I invited him out too. Because these people are doing some great work in Baltimore City. It's the news that won't tell you about a lot of the stuff that's happening in the city. But they will focus more on the crime that's going on in the inner city. They will focus more on, and I'm not saying they shouldn't, don't get it wrong. But the thing is, what are we doing to reduce it? What are we doing? Plus, I went to one of the meetings that they had for the overdose thing on Pennsylvania, Phyllis. I'm sitting here with all these white people, scientists and everything, Phyllis. And I started telling them about us and the fucking help we need. You know who came and sat beside me, Phyllis, while I was sitting there? Brandon Scott. When I walked in there, Phyllis, it was Antonio Hayes in there. It was Brandon Scott in there. And it was the other guy. I was so proud to see the three of them together. I was so fucking proud. I grew up with their mothers and fathers, and I was proud. Phyllis, Antonio Hayes, Brandon Scott. I'm talking about our mayor. I'm talking about our senator, right? Do y'all know how good that felt to watch the three of them sitting there? I'm trying to think of the other guy name that ran for the 7th district, and I told him, I said, I'm going to be nice to you. Because I know you running. I just want to make sure you do the right fucking job for our people. Man, when I stepped up in that place, man, I'm looking at all these fucking white people in here, right? I'm looking at all these people. You see this shit? You see this shit? This is Narcan. This is Narcan. They got $460 million to fight this shit. But they poured this shit in the community, Phyllis. They poured it in the community. And when I got that phone call, twin, when I got that phone call, I all dance over there. I said, y'all motherfuckers, they got $460 million to continue feeding our people poison. I said, you motherfuckers. But I had to understand the game of politics, right? They make money off of our pain and misery. I got that phone call, Phyllis, about what happened. And I hauled theirs, Jeff. I hauled theirs. And the reason why, y'all, because for years ago, we fought to get a safe consumption site in Baltimore City, right? Just in case our people, that's using, take that stuff. And if it's laced with the stuff that is unalive, this is the stuff to bring them back. The money that they got, Phyllis, would go to a lot of these recovery programs that's feeding our people. The stuff that make them more addicted. And I hope I don't get flagged for what I just said. And like Plus Jones said, man, I see what's happening. Not Mark Conaway. His name will come to mind in a minute. And I told him I'm proud of him. His name on the tip of my tongue. But now the reason why I said that about the mayor, and the reason why I said that about Antonio Hayes, because Phyllis, we all grew up with Antonio Hayes' mother and father, right? So we all grew up around the way, right? And I was just to see these little boys, man, in the politics, it just blew me away. And where we come from, and to see our children doing better than what we did, where we come from, to watch them, Phyllis, when I walked in, look, Gethsemane Church. When I walked in Gethsemane Church and I seen Fauntleroy too. Me, Fauntleroy, and Antoine was talking. Antonio Hayes. When I walked in that church, that was my first time, Phyllis, I ever been in Gethsemane. And I lived around there, grew up in that area. So to see the Fauntleroys, to see Antonio Hayes. No, we was around, what happened on Penn North. We was around at Gethsemane. I don't have the paper in front of me, but they all flew out with this. This stuff was in the warehouse somewhere. Look what I'm showing you. Look what I'm showing you. This was in the warehouse. So in order for them to get money for this, they had to create something. That's where that $460 million came from. They got 17 years. They got 17 years to spend that grant money. But that grant money, that money is going to go to a lot of recovery programs. A lot of recovery programs, whether y'all know it or not, they're giving people other stuff. I got to watch my language for TikTok. But they're giving people other stuff that makes them more like this. A lady handed me this, right? She handed me this Narcan. I said, I don't want it. I said, I don't want it, right? Because number one, the goal is to help them come off of whatever. And I got to say that for TikTok's sake, for whatever they're going through. If you don't know anything about the 12-step recovery program, I sponsor men and women. And most of the people I sponsor, Phyllis, have like about 31 years, 29 years, stuff like that. In my housing program, hey family, I sponsor them as well. The goal is I use the same. Yeah, Antonio Hayes. Oh yeah, thank you. So when I meet her, I could let her know who I am. She probably would know me anyway. Because we all grew up in the same area. So 9 times out of 10, she probably gonna know me, Phyllis. You know that. The reason why I go back over to Penn North, because that's where I grew up at. And the whole goal is to start rehabbing and revitalizing houses. Starting first over West, then spread out. When I come on TikTok, let me say this, I come on TikTok to promote my business. I come on TikTok to advertise my business and the work that people like me are doing in Baltimore City. If you want my help over here, you in another city, and cousin, I need you because I just talked with this grant guru, but I need you because they know where funding is at. And I was thinking about you the other night about a conversation we had a while back. And I told you to tell them come on. So I thought about you in that conversation. Because yes, over here in Baltimore City, they will try to stop certain developers from coming in and developing in Baltimore City. But see, the thing with me, and I can't put their names out like that, I know how to go to them directly and talk with them about certain things. So that's why I tell people, if you need my help, I'm here for you. But you got to make sure your team is straight. You got to make sure your people are lined up. Whatever paperwork you need, you got to make sure your paperwork is in order. And people get mad with me because when I tell them that. Number one, I am an LLC. I have my business proposal and everything. So anytime I have a meeting, and even with my board, they basically understand a little bit because of what I feed them. They understand how things run just as much as I do, because that's the way I taught them. So basically, if I need Phyllis to speak somewhere for me, Phyllis can speak. If I need Wanda to speak somewhere for me, Wanda can speak. If I need Tashawn, Steve Taylor before I had to let him go, Harry Mead before I had to let him go. So now I'm telling you right now, if you want to be a part of my team, and y'all can call it ego, you can call it pride, you can call it what you want, and I'm going to tell you damn right. Because it takes courage and confidence to stand firm on what you believe or what God is showing you. And I keep trying to tell y'all, and don't pay attention to the curse words, because that's part of my French. each curse word I put out, I say, God, please forgive me in my spirit. So you ain't got to say, oh, he cussing, he this and that. Yes, he do when he get upset. And if you don't like it, go talk to one of my therapists. Go talk to one of my psychiatrists. Do you need a PRP? Do you need a psychotherapist? These are people I deal with. And if I feel like I need to go talk to some goddamn body, I ain't got no problem. Come here, let's talk. And you know what? Because of me having the working knowledge of the 12 steps and the 12 traditions, or the 12 steps, they already know I know what to do. So basically, when I'm talking, I am venting. I'm venting. I'm releasing stress. They ain't gonna sit back and say, well, you need to work on this. You know they're not, because they already know what I need to do. I mean, I already know. I just need sometimes that stress release, Lisa. And yeah, Phyllis, like I said, when I came upstairs, because they went to other churches or community events that they was talking about, like the Narcan and stuff, right? But now, when I went, it was beautiful, because that was the first time I grew up in that area that I went in Gethsemane Church, right? And they had group, like once they finished talking, they broke off into groups, right? So the group I was in, I was dealing with like scientists, doctors, people with money. People with money. Okay. And they was from like Gaithersburg and all that other stuff. You get me? So I was sitting there and I was listening to them. And once they started asking questions, the information that I gave them was actually ways and means to slow a lot of this down. Now, you know where the stage at in Gethsemane Church, right, Phyllis? I was sitting right here like I am now. The stage was right here, right here. Brandon Scott came and sat right beside me on the stage. He was sitting on the stage part. And the reason why I'm saying this, y'all, because I remember when Brandon Scott was a little boy running around the park hikes. I remember when Pinky and them had Antonio Hayes, right? To me, he was a little bit different compared to most of the little kids in the neighborhood. So every time I would come around the way, Phyllis, I would always ask, how Antonio Hayes doing? How Antonio Hayes doing? But I did not know that Antonio Hayes went into politics. Right. I was sitting at the pulpit, thank you. And I did not know Phyllis at first. But Senator Barbara Robinson was trying to win her seat again. And she came up against Antonio Hayes. One day, Antonio Hayes said something about, oh, that old lady need to go and sit her butt down and blah, 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 right? And Senator Hayes' daughter told me, Senator Barbara Robinson daughter told me, and I came for Antonio Hayes. When I found out that, and I'm helping Barbara Robinson and her for running again for her seat, right? When I found out Pinky, I'm calling Phyllis Pinky. When I found out that Antonio Hayes was Pinky's son, I backed up. I said, never mind. And he won that senator seat. But the goal was to help get Barbara Robinson back in. But once I found out that was Pinky's son, I backed up. And he got the seat. And I'm proud of him. Because I was getting ready to go for him. Don't you be talking about elders like that. Blah, 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 blah. And Barbara Robinson, if you're looking, I apologize, because I don't know if I told you that. But no, I backed up because once I realized, to me, that's family. Antonio Hayes to us is like family. you know, because we all grew up in the same community facility and all of that, right? So Antonio Hayes is like family. So once I found out, I backed up. His name is James Torrance. James Torrance is for the 7th district. He's the councilman for the 7th district. Him, Antonio, Brandon Scott, and Erica, all of them was sitting on the side where the pulpit was at. They were sitting on the side right there, right? And because they were speakers. So when I came upstairs, I seen them sitting over there, and my heart was like, whoa. I was proud to see them like that. Now, this what I told James Torrance when he ran right and won. Because I used to come so hard for our politicians about what they're not doing. So now I know they got a job to do, we got a job to do. So it's just respecting each other where they at, where we at, right? But some things I don't fall for. Tony started out in a youth program, and he keeps seeking knowledge after that. What Tony? What Tony? You look, you got to send me that, because you know my goal is to get with Uncle T and them. Uncle T have a program where he worked with a lot of youth. Mayo have a program where he worked with a lot of youth. And when I go back to doing my regular broadcast network with the Baltimore Teen Talk Show, I want to get with some of them, right? Because I do need a team of youth. So I want to get with them. But it's been a lot on me, Phyllis. And since I had the operation in August the 2nd, it's like, oh, okay, I got you. Thank you. Because you said Tony, that's what threw me off. Thank you. I got his phone number. Thank you. And you know what I love about Brandon Scott? I don't care what y'all do, y'all better not mess with them children, with the youth. He don't play when it comes to the youth. But a lot of people knocks him. But Brandon Scott, he like for the youth, he don't play. He don't play. But a lot of people whip down them. But now, somebody like me, oh, it don't exist anymore? All right. I'll still talk with them just to let them know that's why I'm looking for a school. So that we can do the stuff we did when we was coming up, Phyllis, like music, art, theater, dance, and stuff like that. And not only that, the sports too. And this time I want to implement like soccer, lacrosse, cricket. A lot of black kids don't play that in the city. In the city. But in your colleges, high school, colleges, and most of the children in your suburbs, they do play like cricket, lacrosse, all that other stuff that a lot of black children don't be in. But you do have black children that like those things, but it's not too much in the inner city. Did y'all know that? But that's part of the work with the Stephen Copeland Jr. Sports and Talents. That's a page I created, Phyllis. Stephen Copeland Jr. Sports and Talents. It's on Facebook. And what I do when I see like very talented children. Yeah. Yeah, because look, Phyllis, that day that I met him, March the 11th, 2023, I asked him, I said, Brandon Scott, how many recreation centers do we have now? He told me at that time 48. But now, mind you, some years ago before that, we had about 60 something. So I'm like 48. It went down. Now, keep in mind too, I've been looking, since I've been home, I've been looking into like how to get I want a school. Let me just say that. I want a school with the recreation center in there, be honest, where I can basically do the program out of too, and we can have apprenticeship programs in there as well. So actually, I've been looking into it. So everything can be back under one roof again. So I'm just being patient because I know what happened here. I know God got something bigger there. I know. So it's just me trying to sit still, and I'm sharing this with y'all because once we start moving again, you know I'm gonna need you back. I'm gonna need Tashawn back. But it's basically according to y'all hours that y'all can come. So don't worry about that. I just know y'all here. I know my team is here. Certain people will not come. I'm not doing it again. And I am going to be very careful. If you in Baltimore City and you want to start a nonprofit, you know, from my LLC, you can come under my nonprofit. I mean, my LLC with your nonprofit. Yeah. I got you, Phyllis. But now keep in mind, I am an LLC, incorporated, for profit. You can come, if you got a nonprofit, you can come under my business. Because what I would do with your nonprofit, when it comes to us getting products or whatever, it'll go to you to be a write-off for your business. I mean, for your nonprofit. So basically, I'm supporting you with your nonprofit. But not only that, I want to make sure you get grant money. So when you become a part of what I do, and if you start in like a youth center or something like that, and you say, Mr. Steve, I want to learn this, learn that, I'm going to introduce you to the people that can actually help you get that proper funding that you need to move forward. So if you come over to me and you full of crap, my thing is keep it moving because you screwing yourself. You ain't screwing me. You not. Because basically everything you want to do, I'm already in the process. I'm already doing it a lot, you know. Mainly when we talk about the talk show. Now, I've been on here for 2 hours and a half. I know my stuff I cooked is probably frozen now. But look, and my coffee probably then got hot. I mean cold. It's warm. Now, I'm going to tell y'all what I did, right? I was going to bake some chicken. I ain't baked it yet. I probably throw it into, what's up, hood? I probably throw it into the, but look, this my meat. See the meat? This my vegetables, right? And you know what? The noodles is my starch. Oh, I'm sorry. The noodles is my starch, right? Rather than me making the plate, I just did it the jail way. Look, I crushed my noodles up, right? Like they do in the jail. And I grabbed me a couple of hot dogs, right? Because this was my meat. But before I came up, I grabbed 2 pieces of bread and put some cheese on it, right? And this is my meat. This is the first meal I had all day because I only eat once a day. Yeah, the hookup. The hookup. Woo! It's my hookup. And I put it in the microwave for 10 minutes. Y'all know where I learned this from, right? Them 11 months I couldn't even eat that food, fellas. They was hooking them things up, and they knew I couldn't eat it, but they wouldn't offer me nothing. I said, y'all make me sick. No, they weren't making me sick. They was helping me because I couldn't eat it. My legs started swelling up on me and everything. But look at my hookup. When I was over there, and I know y'all know, they was making cakes. They was making like, cakes? They would do pizzas. I'm trying to think of how they made it, because one guy told me, he said, oh yeah, I can do cakes, I can do this. I said, yeah, show me, because I needed them to prove it. But yeah, they was doing a lot of that over there. They was watching out for All right. I done had some water. I got my coffee. And I got my soda. I got my water. Here go my coffee. It's warm now. Now, guess what? It's 10 o'clock at night. So far, that's the first meal I had. I'm trying to get better at eating 3 meals a day, but just a little bit at a time. But what I'll do, I'll wait all day. And around about at least 6 or 7, that's when I'll fix something to eat. Every day. Now, what I got to do, Phyllis, I got to go talk with Coco. Because Coco is the one that started housing, and Kevin Snowden started housing a lot of the people for me. Some of those that was very, very disrespectful, Phyllis, I'm not trying to be smart, y'all. I wasn't going to bring them. The ones that gave me a lot of trouble, I know I try not to, Phyllis, but that's like a little habit of mine. I didn't even mean to wait this late. So you right. But you know, I came on and it was supposed to only been like 5 or 10 minutes. It's almost 3 hours now, 2 hours and a half. That's why sometimes I don't like coming on, because I stay on too long. But yeah, you're right. And the good part about, I'm gonna say I got my Dexicon, my Dexicon on. Okay. Now, we talk on the phone, but eventually she already know what everything is about. So eventually I'm going to go sit down with them, because I have to bring in the mental health program as well. So they're not, right now. Now, I'm really grateful for, I'm not gonna lie, I'm so grateful. And it's another lady that want to reach out to me too, because she need clients. And that's what we do. We have clients. So when people call, matter of fact, if people still calling your phone too, get Coco's number and guide them to Coco. Okay? And because normally when I go on my messages, Phyllis, or somebody call me and they leave a message, I'll hit them back up and let them know to reach out to Coco. because I already knew we had to start getting them out that building. Already knew. But it was Miss what's her name that didn't, she was $24,000 behind. She didn't pay that man for 2 months for that building. You heard me, Phyllis? Tashawn was the one that told me. She told me the price, and I knew what it was. It was her that didn't pay the owner for 2 months. But guess what? She could have collected the money from them, Phyllis. You already know that. Even though I wasn't down the building, she could have collected money from them to pay for what she was doing. Right. So don't you ever go lying on Steve Copeland. That was another video I wanted to send out. She was the one messed up, not me. I was trying to help her. Me and Marlo was trying to help her get the money that she had for a building with nobody in. I said, let me come in with my housing program. I will collect the money from them because it's transitional family, independent living, to pay her. Yeah, she kept calling Tashawn. I kept trying to stop. Look, that's how we communicated. I was texting Miss Deborah. Oh God, and I have all my texts. I said I will go back down there and take control of that building. She never gave me the okay. So I said okay. Then you know somebody went in the office, right? Because I went down there. I went down there to check everything because I knew what was about to happen. They was getting evicted on the 1st. So when I went down there, everything was boarded up, and I'm like, thank you, God. Because they was out there hood ratting with that building. The building was known as what? God dang it. What was the name of that building, Tashawn? Darlene, before we got down there? And that's what they did. But see, look, they didn't have to pay me, Phyllis. What they was giving me, I was giving her. And you remember when we was out there and she tried to say, oh, he don't give me this and he don't give me that. And Michelle said, yes, he do. Because when Michelle gave me her money, I took it straight to her. And she told Michelle, oh, you can get out. You was right there when we was outside arguing. Oh, the Animal House. I couldn't think of it right. Yeah, it was called the Animal House. Before we came down there, it was a name for that building, the Animal House. But once I came in, and Phyllis and us, y'all, not just me, Phyllis is part of the team, right? Once we all came in, we turned it around. People in the neighborhood was like, wow, blah, 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 right? We turned it around. And then once she did what she did, and I wasn't going to, now, I didn't have to leave the building because my business is in it. I didn't have to leave, but to keep the peace from me arguing with her. But now, Tashawn will call me and let me know what's going on. Wanda will call me and let me know what's going on. The other guy, the maintenance guy, will call me and tell me what's going on. And I will tell him, go tell them such and such and such and such. But then, because of Miss Deborah, they gave all the clients basically keys to the door. I'm like, why would y'all do that? This is a locked building. So once they did that, I knew it was going to go crazy. I knew it. Harry Mead was the one went and made those keys. And I knew right then and there it was going to go haywire. Now, it was called the Animal House. And once I stepped out the way, it became the Animal House again. And she went down to that building. The same young lady that she gave her number said, call me, I'll come and get your money. It was about 5 of them. She said, call me, I'm going to collect the money. Guess what? They never paid her. And I said, that's what you get for putting your mouth in my business. I told her that. That's what you get. Because number one, I came down here to help you get your money that you was paying out for nobody being in that building. Then you going to turn against me? And to be honest with y'all, I'm going to put it, Phyllis, I don't want to be too personal, but I'm going to just say this. Again, Courtney, I'm going to say this, baby girl. I do not mix business and pleasure. Catch what I'm saying, please. Now, when I say stuff like this, I just need y'all to catch what I'm saying because I don't want to be too direct. I know I'm a real handsome man. Okay? When I do business, it's business. I do not, and I thank God I have not mixed business and pleasure up. And people told me I should have did it anyway. I'm like, what? Do you know Mr. Harry told me I should have with Deborah? I'm like, oh, no. And it's a God-fearing man. Told me I should have, no. And Christine Flowers, I love you too, Minister Christine Flowers. She told me the same thing. You should have slept with her so she would have signed the lease. I'm like, y'all telling me to sell my soul. That's what they were telling me, Darlene. I don't know if I told you or not. No. She wanted my body. Hey, Courtney, you know I get crazy, right? She wanted my body. No. And guess what? The thing was for her to come out the lease and for me to take over the lease. But then she got to the point she wanted more out of it in order for her to sign the lease over. No. That was our biggest fight. All right, thanks. And I couldn't believe it. 2 people. And I'm going to say this, Christina, because you have a tendency of talking about me on here. You know, and you knew, because you told me. You said she liked you, Steve. She wanted to be with you, Steve. And you was one of them that told me too. I should have slept with her for her to sign that lease over to me. And I couldn't believe you said that. As a woman of God, I could not believe you said that. Even though we laughed about it, I could not believe you wanted me to sell my handsome body. You wanted me to give my beautiful self up to somebody I did not find attractive. I did not. And even if I found her attractive, it was business for us. And I thank God out of all the years I've been doing what I do, I have not stepped across that line, even in my housing program. It wasn't a lot of ugly women. Ooh, let me stop. It wasn't ugly women in my program. That's the reason why Phyllis was there. Tashawn was there. Wanda was there. Because these are the women that I had to put in front of me when it came to the women and their children. I would hug and play with the children like they my grandkids. That's why we put stuff in the room for them, in the office. They knew where to come at, the kids did, when they wanted juice and all that type of stuff. They came to granddaddy. and grandma. Because we made sure, I'm telling y'all, even Wanda, we made sure they had snacks. What you say? Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, most of them was. Phyllis said most of, I call Phyllis, that's Phyllis' real name, but she go by Darlene too, right? She said, like the women, be honest, I keep telling y'all, they was like my daughters. So I had to back up some, because when I tell y'all, my daughters don't want for nothing. And to be honest with y'all, they wouldn't have won for nothing either. We had a pantry in there and everything, with clothes and all that. We had people dropping off food and everything. And I know they probably call me, they probably would call and say, can we drop? They might be dropping stuff off at the building now. But once they see the boards, I'm hoping they're not dropping it. That's why I was trying to tell my partner, Hood Jedi, you know, we don't, on my end, I don't want for nothing. I can get it. But I'm more concerned, I want him to build up in Philly where he at, so we can take it from there. It's like we rocking both ways. Because see, when it comes to everything we need, and I'm talking about food, clothing, furniture, products, I can get all that. That's not a problem. I can get that donated to us. And if I have to write you a receipt for it, I can use my business partner face. I can use his name, because it's like you donating it to his program, but you donating it to us as a whole. You get it? So I already know how to do things. I can write you a receipt. Anything you give to me, donate to strengthening our community, the LaTanya D. Copeland House of Hope, I can write you a receipt for it. No, that's no problem. Because I deal with social service as well. We had how many clients we had in the building, Phyllis, that social service. Now, that girl that came with her mother, 9 times out of 10, Phyllis, that check went back. But because by right, wasn't no mail supposed to come to the building, so I was supposed to go down there and switch it around, because it's going to somebody else. But because the building was closed, no mail was supposed to have been delivered, from what the postman told me. We was getting mail, but he told me by right we wasn't supposed to, got the mail. But he told me the way to do it. So that other check I missed. But that's no problem, because when you're dealing with me, you have to write me a check, point blank. Because it's not government funding. So when you're dealing with me one-on-one, you have to write the check in the name of my company. And I can send you a receipt for that check. And some people sit back and say, oh, no, you can't tell me how to run my business. I've been doing this for years. Well, you cannot. Matter of fact, I'm for profit. And it's people with nonprofits that wants to be a part of the for profit, where they can get government funding because they're connected with a corporation. And I don't know if my cousin Cool's still up here, but she does some of that type of work herself. Y'all need to listen sometimes. I'm not going to misguide none of y'all or mislead you in the wrong way. I'm not. Because I feel like if I do, the Holy Spirit going to turn my butt up. That's my conscience. Come on, I got some amazing people in my life. Now, Hood Jedi came up, right? He kind of passed through. But this is somebody else that I'm working with. But he got to make sure his paperwork is in order. His program is set up right. Because number one, when it comes to me introducing him to like people that's looking for people to say invest in, If your stuff not in order, they're not going to invest in you. The hardest thing in everything I do is the money. I can get everything else. It's not a problem. But when it comes to the finances of people, I'm going to say investors, business partners, and sponsors. Listen to the three I mentioned. Investors, business partners, and sponsors. Tell my baby I said hi. I was thinking about her the other day too. Tell I said hi. You know, man, Renard, hey baby. You know, Renard came up on my show the other night, about a week or two ago. Girl, he took me back down memory lane. Phyllis, he took me back down memory lane. I did not know, Phyllis, he knew that much about, I'm going to say, me and my family. I didn't know. Yeah, Renard. I might have said Renard. Yeah. He was on here the other day, him and another guy from Baltimore. They both came on. And then Mr. True came on. Girl, it was like we was in church. But then everything went left with my nephew. I don't know. But all of a sudden, it's like, it was, and we was talking about the school that the recreation center that they building right there. He felt like that was a waste of money. I said, no. It ain't no children around there. Yes, it is. The children just don't have no place to go to enjoy themselves. I said, they gonna come. I said, yes, they is. Like I told him, it's one right there where Reservoir Hill is at, right? And they work with the youth in that area. So like I told them, once it's open, they're going to have the professionals in there, right? So a lot of the children are going to come out the house because they're going to have somewhere to go. They're going to have computers and everything, and they already know. You said Park View? No, right there where School 24 used to be. Right there. You know they built in a recreation center, right? Well, yeah. Basically for the youth, I believe. I don't think they're going to have adults coming in and out of there. Oh, all right. Because I walked past, I had took a walk over that way, right? I did not know that they tore all them houses down on Fulton and some on Clifton. I did not know. I did not know that all them houses right there, the laundromat, what was it, Jackie's Lounge? I did not know they tore all that down. And me and him was talking about where the cleaners is at. And they're not doing nothing with that yet. Okay. They're going to name it Parkview. All right. I didn't know the name of it, but I took a picture of it and everything. But you know, when I first moved around there, I remember it was a warehouse there. Because Moon Man Jack was there. They burned them down. Oh, yeah. I think he said that. Yeah. I'm glad you said they. I'm glad you said they. Because they wiped their whole block out right there. And then as I was looking, I seen some of the blocks on the houses on Richland is gone too, right? Steve, the kidney nurse. Now, mind you, Phyllis, you know I haven't been up that way in about 2 years because you know I was down from March the 12th. Oh, this is running real low. I'm gonna have to end this live over here. But you know I was down for 2 years. I know when you said day, I got you. Normally, it's a reason and a purpose for everything. Do you know where Toke Bell's Bondsman is at? We ain't got too much time because this is gonna click off. Do you know where Totes Bell's Bondsman is at on North Avenue? And I know you know because we grew up in the same area. Do you know them houses that's all around him? They get ready to renovate them houses. Right there where he's at. China. Phyllis, wait a minute. Yeah, I was saying that. Well, look. The reason why I said that, Phyllis, North Avenue between Pennsylvania, is that Cumberland? A little further down, right where Toke's Bell's Bondsman is at. He didn't sell his building, but the buildings around him, they get ready to build a new project right there. Eventually, he's going to sell that building. So they're going to tear all of that down right there where he's at. Right there on North Avenue between Fulton and Pennsylvania. Toke's Bell's Bondsman. If you know that building, it's a barbershop on the first floor. Toke's is upstairs. He old now, so I don't know if he's still, down there as far as physically himself. Because I'm 63 and I know he's good in his 70s. Because he should be around my brother them age. But actually, he did not sell his building, but they brought everything around him, which they get ready to do construction on. But I don't think they're going to do the construction until they buy his building. Because what's going to eventually happen, they're going to gut everything out and build back up. And I asked them, because of what they're doing across the street, I said, what is y'all going to do about that? Yeah, near, you got Pennsylvania, and what is it? It's probably Curry Street. It's Curry right there. Tote sits right on this side. All them houses on that side near that church. That's right there near Curry and Fulton. Right there. A lot of people don't even know. Brandon Scott and all of them was over there with developers. Because I came out that day. They didn't even know in the store why they was out there. I told the guy. They get ready, that side right there with Curry. I want to make sure we're saying it right. With Curry and Pennsylvania. Right there where them houses at on this side of the street. Because you know what they doing on the other side near the bus stop. So I asked the developer, I said, what is y'all going to do about that? He said, oh, we got plans for that too. This was a white boy. Developer. One of the biggest developers in Baltimore City. I'm telling you. Steve Copeland with the big mouth. Steve Copeland with the big mouth. I was down there that day. James Torrance was out. Antonio Hayes was out. Femo. What is that building? Oh, what's up, cuz? Hey, Phyllis. This is one of DMX cousins right here. Corey DJ Spank Copeland. And he knows, God dang it. He knows Jay-Z and all of them. All right, Phyllis. But that's my cousin right there, right? He knows Jay-Z and all of them because of DMX. Well, he know people in the music because he's in the music. But that's who I was talking about. Corey, DJ Spank, Copeland. Yeah. Yeah, I seen the hey Corey. I seen the post that Ray J put up about his father. Corey, I ain't trying to be smart. No wonder his ass so damn black. Don't tell my cousin I said that, Corey. And that's another dressing Copeland 2 family. Ray Copeland. Whoa! That's a dressing brother. I'm gonna tell you, us Copelands. All right, thanks, cuz. Yeah, cuz I seen your comment and everything too, right? So you know down the line I'm gonna need you, right? You already know that. All right, you know, you better put LOL in. Cause as time go on, when that project get ready to start again, when that project, I'm definitely gonna need your help too in that area. I'm talking about with the Teen Talk Show. The Be More is Real Teen Talk Show. Yeah, but I gotta get me Corey, and I'm gonna get ready to get off. I got 7% on here. Wait a minute. I looked him up. Lil Zane. All right, I looked him up, right? He's a wrestler, right? Yeah, you sent me his information. I looked him up. If I'm not mistaken, that might be another one, but Lil Zane, I'm gonna jack his name up. I looked him up from that time me and you was talking. And I think he's a wrestler, right? Cause you gotta remember, you gotta remind cuz yeah, seriously, when that time come, I am gonna need to reach out to you because I need a whole team. I need a production team. Real simple. Uh-oh, my low battery light came on again. So this might, I'm gonna go ahead and end this right here, family. Okay. He's a rapper and love hip hop. Okay, I got you. Hey, cuz, I'm gonna end this. But you know we know how to get in touch with each other. But I'm gonna look them back up anyway so I can pay more attention. Cause somebody sent me something. And when I looked it up, I thought they was a wrestler. So I'll look it up again. I got you. But I gotta end this because this gonna die. All right.